Hello and welcome to today's reading for the Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine and the current union energy that's really depicted in the middle here. And so three Nature's Whispers Oracle cards today, and those are by Angela Hartfield, and then also one chakra reading card by Rachelle Charman to help us go deeper with that union energy, see what's up. And yeah, I hope you're having a great start to your week if that's when you're watching this and tuning in. And astrologically speaking, I wanted to mention a couple of things that I find, could help you and are interesting. And that is, for one thing, Mercury's gone direct, and so it's been direct for over a day now. So, look, my hands are flailing, yeah. I don't know, that's how I like to communicate with my hands. So Mercury is direct, and that's a nice, kind of more forward moving energy, feeling like there's kind of a little more of a sense of completion, like if you've been baking a cake and you're like, how am I gonna frost this thing? What kind of fruit am I gonna put in the middle layer? It's like it's all kind of coming together now. And wow, that analogy sounds good. Now I want some cake. Anyways, the other things that are going on is there's some intensity, some really getting what I want to say, kind of more pulling things apart and going deeper again with that kind of layered analogy. And there might be some stuff coming up around that as the sun's opposing Jupiter, and I'm really interested in the Jupiter placement right now because it's totally conjunct my personal Jupiter in Capricorn, and so for me, that's significant. And it's just a reminder for you personally to, if that interests you, you can easily look up these kinds of things in your charts, and I am here to help you and offer those kinds of readings too as well. But that opposition is there's something there around expansiveness, but also a very grounded, disciplined kind of expansion, and how that relates to going deeper with family patterns and home and clearing that kind of stuff out, and really releasing any kinds of relationships that no longer serve you on a whole new level. So going deeper too with childhood healing. This is very good for union consciousness as well, and so for healing and harmonizing with that. And the last thing I want to say, I know this is I want to get to the cards, but I just feel like there's a lot of good stuff here. And so Mars and Chiron are also conjuncting each other. And Chiron's the wounded healer, it's known for that, and it just went retrograde in Aries, and Mars is in Aries for a while, and there's some both forward moving energy, Aries is very passionate and stuff, and then Chiron, it's we're readdressing again on a whole new level, these places where we have felt wounded, and are going deeper with really clearing that out. And so there might be triggers there, or even just an invitation to fully release patterns that have made us feel that wounded healer rather than transforming into the healed healer. That's to me a lot of what Chiron in Aries retrograde is about, and transforming society too within yourself. So starting that whatever movement it is, you feel most passionate about, always going inward into your heart first, and kicking out any feelings that would make you think that love isn't possible in that place. You know, loving humanity is possible in that place, and it does. It starts within. So yeah, it's a really good, powerful time, and I could keep going, but let's get to the cards. So yeah, I've got the Divine Masculine. We'll start with that, and I have to just take a moment to do this with the Labradorite again because it's so fun, and you can see all the cool colors. Okay, so the Divine Masculine's card is going to be Adventure. It's very Sagittarian card if I had to put a sign to it. It's it's in the air, it's going on an adventure. But anyways, yeah, it's this is a great card, it's just what the Divine Masculine is feeling adventurous essentially. So it feels very peaceful though, and I mean, to be on a true adventure and to feel like you have enough of a foundation to do that is really cool, and it speaks to me to an inner adventure, especially given the current, way that most of society still is with the coronavirus and everything. There's it can be outward too, but it's healing that place of true adventure within and being willing to, for the Divine Masculine to be himself and to be seen and known for that kind of just in new territory, and to actually be looking forward to that. So that's really cool, and it does to me kind of speak to that a really positive feeling to that Jupiter and Sun opposition, because Jupiter rules Sagittarius, and it's a very gaseous planet, as you may know, and gas is a very expansive. I don't know, when I say gas, I'm feeling a little immature right now. Just kind of want to giggle or something, but that's not what I mean. But anyways, but yeah, gas is very expansive, right? You think of helium and an air balloon and how it just wants to keep going and going up into the sky, kind of like this picture is depicting. And there's something super joyful about that as a kid, and it's not about getting ungrounded. It's about feeling safe in experiencing more joy and knowing that you do have the roots to be able to go into new territory and be able to do that. So yeah, there is a sense of accomplishment, of exploration, and definitely speaks to the twin flame journey as well, and being more open to new ways of connecting with the Divine Feminine too. So with that being said, let's move on to the Divine Feminine. And we have for her, celebrate differences. This is to me a very twin flame oriented card, where the Divine Feminine is focused on her twin flame journey, and you can see all of this energy, and then you see kind of what reminds me of the Fibonacci spiral sequence, that sense of divine order and going really deep within herself to find that. And it's it is a sense of adventure in a way. It's there's some, it speaks to yesterday's card about planning and going deeper with what it is that she's planning, and just kind of going one step at a time into that space within her, and being able to spiral down into that place of deep peace. And it's not, things can feel different ways. They can feel up or down, but when I say down, I don't mean I don't know, feeling you're stuck. It actually is a very expansive, very grounding feeling. And, so the Divine Feminine in this instance kind of does become the anchor here, where the divine masculine is also anchoring the divine feminine by kind of like by holding space for her. So it's cool. And yeah, there's a sense of kind of like the divine feminine could breathe out. There may have been like some anger being released recently, and so she's able to celebrate, like what the kind of complementary aspects of her union with the divine feminine. You know, like your perfect match is also your perfect complement, and that's like why this is meant to be your life partner. And I guess when I say life, I mean like, you know, forever forever partner. And so yeah, it's like there's just a block like that's been cleared and being cleared where you could really actually go deeper into that acceptance of how you complement and your twin flame complements you, and release competition and anger or resentment, you know, any of those feelings that really feel like one's got to be better than the other, or, you know, unworthiness, or just that it's ego, it's comparison, you know. So rather than comparison, it's like releasing all of that, and also releasing this pattern, any kind of pattern of distance between the two. So growing closer as well, because when you're celebrating those differences, you know, that does help you grow much closer to your twin flame in that space and harmonize. So that's cool. Very pretty card. We're going to be done looking at it now. So now we will, and citrine, just gonna take a moment there. Take it into your solar plexus and sacral chakra, and you know, just like feel that abundant state. It's nice. Yeah, crystals are they're great, right? Okay, so we have the chakra card, balance. Very nice. And it is the root chakra, and you know, you think about that, how rooted down you have to feel like when you're doing, why am I forgetting? Oh, tree pose, that's what it's called in yoga, you know, with one foot off the ground, and you know, then if you can do it, putting your arms up and in circles and all that, and staying balanced, and maybe even you can close your eyes and still stay balanced. Well, that comes from a very like rooted down feeling, you know, physically speaking. But that's what it's about. It's about like maintaining balance so that you can, you know, take one foot off the ground because it feels good, and do the pose you want to do, and go on the adventure you want to go on. And yeah, just like finding your inner power, and but not like being extreme right now, you know, about it. Just like being gentle, and that's like kind of what this balance speaks to as well. It also speaks to communication and connection, and just being balanced there within. And releasing control, not trying to control the outcome of something. It's just like you do what you are guided to do, you do your part, and you surrender, because you cannot do someone else's part for them. And then that's like you taking from yourself, because instead of concentrating on what you're being guided to do, you're stepping away from that and trying to do something outside of yourself to control a situation. And this can apply directly to your twin flame union, but it could also apply to something that's very personal to you that then would also, you know, play into your union like anything else. So just like be mindful there and pay attention, and know that you're doing a good job already of balancing that, and that you are indeed, you know, like releasing that control, and just like choose that, and keep choosing that, and choose to, you know, partner with those you feel called to partner with instead. And also, of course, choose to partner with your twin flame. And you can just make that choice now in your heart. So, good. Move on to the last card now. assurance. That feels very like, one card led to the next. Perfect. And we have like, what, 3 women here, I think? 3 tree women? Reminds me of is that movie called Ferngully? Is that the name of the movie? I think so. Really love that animated movie as a kid. It's kind of like a movie that came out, when I was a kid, and and it's like, related to the environment, and there's just, there's something here about like that natural state, like being one with nature. And, it doesn't mean you need to go like live in a forest and build a hut. I mean, if that's where you're at and you feel good about that next step, then all the power to you. But, that's not it. But it's like, it's this sense of adventure, going back to the card that was pulled for the Divine Masculine Twin Flame. But there's assurance on this adventure, right? That like it is panning out because you're invested in your natural state of being, and there's nothing better to invest in than your natural state of being. And sometimes ego, or in the form of whatever, could be in the form of bullies too, or like things from your past coming up to be released, will try to throw you off of your natural state. But that's not powerful, and no one can actually take away your power. And if you've experienced that in any form, now or in the past, if you haven't fully healed through that, you're still experiencing it. So it's safe to just go to those places at a pace that's compassionate for you, and know that even deeper things might come up that you may have not even realized are affecting you, or whatever. You've got your own personal story there. But you just have assurance that you are fully supported by the universe in restoring your natural state of being. And this goes for your union as well, because your natural state of being is to be in love, and to be able to express that and share that, and to be in it fully, to be physically fully present there in a completely harmonized state. So it's safe to claim that for yourself, and to just move forward from wherever you're at. And again, goes back to the balancing and just releasing control, and just doing your part, right? Like your part is enough, and becoming a master at your part rather than trying to also be the master at someone else's part. You're obviously you're not God, and so you don't need to do God's job. That's not your job. You're created just to do you, to share your gifts, and to like play your unique part. Like the puzzle's not complete without the puzzle piece of you. There's just no way that it's complete. So it's also a reminder that everyone, is capable of fully healing, whether or not they're choosing that right now. And it's not your job to make that happen. It's your job to primarily come into union within, and share that. Doesn't like if you're doing things that are in some kind of a healing profession, many people are, and like that is absolutely wonderful and commendable, and keep doing that. But it's always about like giving yourself the oxygen first, so that you can serve from that place and feel good serving from that place, because it feels so good. And that's very like a huge investment into your union when you do that as well, because you're showing the universe that you care to serve, and that you care to be supported, and that you love yourself enough to be supported. And you just you desire to like keep going deeper there, and to give, and And that means that you're loving the divine by loving his creations, including yourself, and being able to, like give and receive that love, right? So, there's just like a lot of good energy, I feel like, to all of that. I mean, there always is, but I'm just feeling it. So I think we'll conclude there, and that feels complete. Well, and I'll be back again tomorrow. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week, and definitely hit that subscribe and notification button if you haven't yet and you want to know when readings are coming out. Check out the links below, and you can always consider booking an introduction session with me. And yeah, it's a very reasonable deal, like a really good deal for you. And also readings are down below as well. If you are interested in what I'm currently offering, then definitely check them out. And you can always get in touch with me if you have any questions too, or leave a comment below. Or if you have a request for, a future reading too on my channel, like, leave it. Why not? So yeah, thanks for watching, and I hope that you enjoyed this reading and found that it resonates for you. Take care. Love you. Bye.